The Chicago Bears get them a victory in their last preseason game and now go 4-0 in the preseason. What does it mean? What do we learn? And how do we move forward? Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it down right after this.
To Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears. If you was tuned in with us on a live call, you know it get crazy. But now it's time to talk about all that craziness that we seen in this last preseason game. The Chicago Bulls faced off against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they won this last matchup 34-21. Got some good, got some bad. We're going to take it for what it really is. Big Kev, we're going to start out with you. What was your overall thoughts on this game?
First of all, Kamala Harris had on some shoulder pads tonight. At least I think she did the way it looked. Second of all, I was impressed, man. Like the defense did exactly what I wanted them to do. I wanted the defense to come in. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the dude that's going to be working at some type of retail store next week or somebody that's fighting for an actual position. I wanted to see them go out there and dominate, and that's what they did. I also wanted to see Tyson Bagent have a good showing, even though he didn't get a whole quarter. It would have been cool to see that. He looked good in the reps that he got. So did Rippin. And then Austin Reed was even solid out there. He made a couple of throws that looked like he could become something, a backup somewhere else. Just ain't going to be here. So I enjoyed what I saw from the defense. The offense was pretty solid as well. Tyler Scott was decent, but shout out to Velus Jones. Hey, we all was saying it all training camp, all preseason. We want to see Velus Jones earn his way to the team, and he did it tonight. He might have done it. We don't know what's going to happen, but it looked like he secured his spot on the squad.
Understood. Steve-O?
Yeah, like coming into this game, I told you exactly what I was looking for, and that was defensive turnovers, and that's what we got. We pretty much know that we're super deep when it comes to any position on this defense. When it comes to this line, people we didn't think was going to step up, stepped up. Austin Booker is being everything we thought he was going to be, and Daniel Hardy is doing everything we didn't expect him to be. So he's stepping up in that way. The DB room is looking probably the deepest out of all, no Diddy, out of all of the positions on this team. Reddy came out here, got two picks, one for a pick six, and we already knew what he did in the past games coming in, being the last crew that comes into the game, getting tackles for losses, doing what they got to do. Linebacker core been doing it what he is. Shout out to Erica Washington, who's also still in, as well as Eberflus, for dialing up those blitz plays that silly corners off the edge, linebackers through the gap and doing what they got to do. But yeah, the defense did what they did, and the offense they showed Shane Waldron just know what he's doing. He's calling the right plays. Things are getting set up correctly. And the quarterbacks did what they had to do. It was a very efficient night for the most part for all quarterbacks. We got Brett Whippen 9 for 13. Austin was 8 for 10. And Tyson was 3 for 6, ran in a touchdown, did what they had to do. Velus tore it up on the ground, running for 111 yards for 13 attempts, did what they had to do.
Hey, and Reddy Stewart, it seems like you're ready. I saw somebody say that in the chat earlier.
They did say that last
That
on the
was
live
funny.
call.
That was funny as hell. But hey, good job, young fella.
Definitely understand it, man. I think that is just really good. This last preseason game, we already know we weren't gonna see many guys out there. But overall, I would say these guys competed, and these guys they fighting for final spots. If not with the Chicago Bears, maybe somewhere else around the NFL. We've seen a lot of good players come out and do good things. We've seen some bonehead mistakes happen as well, but that's expected. It was kind of sloppy early on, but it seemed like guys kind of righted the ship and, you know what I'm saying, found a rhythm, and they was able to get it going. Me personally, I'm happy that the Chicago Bears finished this preseason off with an undefeated record, but it doesn't mean anything if you're not starting off this season that's coming up on a positive note with some strong victories in your first few weeks. That's what the most important thing is. But Steve-O, how you feeling about the Bears starting this preseason off 4-0?
I mean, it's nice, but I mean, even if we didn't I was looking at the characteristics of how this team was going to look, even if we didn't, if we lost the game, if we even looked negative, being 1-3 or whoever. I was just looking at the characteristics of this team, man. Like I've been saying with Flus, with Eric Washington, the whole new staff coming in, everybody looks bought in because there's yet to be a time where we felt like all phases of the players, from starters to all backups, were bought in doing the same thing. We talk about the head principles all the time. There wasn't no loafing out there. It wasn't too many missed opportunities to get hits. If we was in the vicinity, they got hit and they got hit hard, and they knew we was coming for the next play. Run plays, you're not getting through them. No matter what D line out there, you're just not getting through it. And if you do, the linebackers gonna be three of their ass waiting for you as soon as you come through that hole. So they're disciplined. One really many flags on the defensive side, which is also a plus. So it just shows that they disciplined. They shown that they really got a disciplined team about themselves. If some players somewhat were to get injured, we don't. I feel like as a Bears fan, we're not going to be as worried because we seen what they did to the rest of the people. So yeah, I'm cool with what they did, but yeah, it's nice to be undefeated going into the season, I guess.
Kev, how you looking at it?
I mean, it can't hurt. You don't want to be 0-4. You want to taste victory, whether it's preseason or not. From a coaching all the way down to the players, and this means a lot to a lot of these guys because they're probably not going to make the team. Like a bunch of them aren't going to make the team. We'll find out by Tuesday what that's going to look like. But they got to play in front of their friends and families on the highest level, whether it's preseason or not. So that's one. Two, we got to see what Shane Waldron has in store. Obviously, they're not running scheduled plays, and they didn't go deep into their playbook. But you got to see competence from the offensive coordinator standpoint, and that's big for us because I think that's what hampered. Not only did it hamper Justin Fields, but it also hampered Mitch Trubisky before him because Matt Nagy thought he was this mad scientist who could be a head coach and also call offensive plays, and not everybody's cut out for that. So it was good to see the Bears go out there and have a no nonsense, all business approach, whether these games count or not. It just goes to show you the direction that this team is headed because they're not treating it like it doesn't matter. Whether it was the first man or the 97th man or however many people on the roster in the preseason, they went out there and they was out there about business, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that was most important just to taste victory within this and get these guys' confidence going. You want to make sure that you show, you have a good showing out here in these games, even if what I'm saying the wins or the losses doesn't affect your win column or your loss column when the regular season starts. I'm going to touch on what Stevo said. I think the characteristics matter more importantly. You know what I'm saying? Even if the Bears did go 2-2 or 0-4, perhaps you seen good characteristics out of this team in every single game. You seen a defense that was firing in every single game. You seen competent play calling. I mean, there were some struggles offensively when it came to certain games and things like that, but nonetheless, the Bears still was able to move the ball. So you take that for what it really is, and though you want those 3-point field goals to turn into touchdowns and 7 points, you still got to look at the characteristic for what it really is and say that, hey, the Chicago Bears are moving in the right direction when it comes to modernizing the offense and moving things, and the play calls absolutely make sense. So you got to tip your hat to this entire coaching staff on both sides of the ball, and you just hope that they can carry this momentum into the season. Because I tell you, if they go against the Tennessee Titans, they win that game, and they somehow pull out a victory versus the Texans, you're gonna start grabbing some attention, and then and who knows how, and it's gonna give your team some confidence as well, and who knows how you can play before you get to that bye week that's going to be set up at week 7, and who knows. But I think is really, really interesting. Now I want to talk about a specific player when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. I want to talk about Ian Willer. Ian Willer is a guy that I was pretty high on, you know what I'm saying? But with 5 carries for only 5 yards and 1 yard average with a long run of 6, and looking at the game outside of the stats and looking at him and saying, hey, he not hitting the hole right, or
Nope.
he's not necessarily finding the hole that he should be attacking. He's looking to cut back when he has a lane right there up for him. And I think it comes down to Ian Wheeler having to understand that this is not college. There's not going to be a lot of home run hitters available to you in this NFL. Players are just that damn good. So sometimes you got to take the 4 yards. Sometimes you got to take the 3 yards. Sometimes you get hit at the line of scrimmage and you got to lean forward just to pick up 2 yards. So it was a very, very disappointing day for Ian Wheeler, in my opinion. And I feel like Velus Jones, with his showing, he showed that he was able to run in between the tackles, maybe not so much as what, you know what I'm saying, the other running backs have shown, but that outside zone running scheme for him fits him perfectly. And he was able to make big plays out of that. I don't care who's on the damn field. We seen Ian Wheeler with some of those same players on the field, and he only got 5 yards.
Yeah,
How
I
y'all
mean,
feeling about it?
at the end of the day, the Bears drafted Velus Jones for exactly what he did today. Now, obviously, he's not going to average 100 yards a game and so on and so forth, but he's a weapon in space. Ian Wheeler had his opportunity to go out there and prove himself, and honestly, he just he got in his own way. He got in his head. He's a smart kid, and he knows it could be imposter syndrome. You know how that goes, right? Like you don't necessarily feel like you belong, so you're trying to prove yourself. And I think he might have outthought himself today. He could have just played as hard
Free.
and as well as he played throughout the rest of the whole preseason. But today he came in knowing that his job was on the line, and he fumbled. Not necessarily on the field, but he fumbled the bag, so to speak. He could be a practice squad guy because he showed enough
Sure.
flashes. He showed enough flashes, but Velus he wrestled away any opportunity for that dude today because he didn't show up. If Ian Wheeler made my bad, Steve-O, but if Ian Wheeler had
Very
like
good.
50, 60 yards, that's a little different to go along with Velus's 111, but 5 yards on 5 carries, that ain't gonna do it.
That's why I
Steve-O.
really wanted to see him in a special team because I felt like even with his lackluster performance, I think what he did in the past 2 games is way more than Travis Homer did anything as a Bear.
Yeah.
That's a
Like
fact.
to me, he's not good reading holes. He's not a good enough athlete. First of all, he was a special team guy, but he's not a good enough athlete to be a special team guy. And he ain't doing nothing in the running back room. So hopefully they look at him to put him in special teams, which is probably a long shot because we didn't see him with any. So most likely Travis Homer's gonna stay on this team. But yeah, what Velus did put up 111 yards kind of cemented him being on this team. Plus, like you said, Shane Rogers, when it comes to running the ball, he likes to do his own run scheme anyway. So it kind of fits hand in hand what he wants to do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's just for Ian Wheeler, it was just bad timing, bro. If he would have had
Yep.
this in the Hall of Fame game or even the first game, you like, okay, cool. And then if he would have finished the last 2 games strong, you say, I bet we can work with that. But I think that he left a lot to be desired when it comes to his play on the field. We seen a lot of good moments, you know what I'm saying? Especially, I believe it was that Buffalo game. Yes, it was the Buffalo game. He came out firing, and you just wanted to see some of that same fire. And Velus Jones, my goodness, we talked about it. You know what I'm saying? 13 carries, 111 yards, 8.5 average, and then a touchdown and a nice 39-yard rush that he had on today's game. Hey, can you see Velus Jones as running back 3 over Roshan Johnson?
No.
Health matters. That's why he kept saying, I'm a hybrid, I'm a hybrid, I'm a hybrid. Health is gonna matter. And if Roshan ain't healthy, guess who's gonna be running back 3? Velus Jones. And if Herbert ain't healthy, it's gonna be the same way. This is how the running back goes in the NFL these days anyway. You don't really have too many every down backs out there. The Chicago Bears understand that it's gonna be running back by committee, and having a weapon like Velus Jones when he's focused, let's be clear. The dude has shown the mental capacity of
Of a
a
squirrel.
boulder, of a squirrel,
He's
of a
another
weasel,
squirrel.
of a kneecap, whatever it is, throughout his career. But he's shown that once he's in open space, he's a weapon. So they want to try to utilize that as best they can. And Ryan Poles wants to look right also. He wants to be right, not just look right. He wants to be right in the regards to drafting this guy with a 3rd-round pick. And Velus Jones is going to have to be the one to prove him right and prove everybody else wrong.
Agreed. Agreed. Now we got to talk about the defense. The defense, they had a solid outing. You had guys come up and perform, but we got to show love to the guy Reddy Stewart. My guy had 2 picks on the day. Made some big plays, 1 pick 6, and on that pick 6, the man broke on that ball like he was one of those guys, like he was that. And honestly, I ain't see him no more after that. I told them I seen enough. Take the shoulder pads off up and just say that he's making this squad simply because the impact that he's been having in training camp, his name constantly being bring up during training camp, his limited time in these preseason games, and then when he gets the opportunity, my man's come out here. He goes out to get 2 total tackles with 2 interceptions and a touchdown. That's a pretty damn good night for a guy that's trying to make the squad. Stevo, how you looking at Reddy?
That's a hell of a night. And he was one of my guys I was looking at for the start of this game, and he delivered even more what I thought he was going to be. Like, we all knew that he was a guy to get tackles. He came in, I believe, in the last game, ended with 4 or 5 tackles. The Hall of Fame ended with about 3 or 4 tackles. Came in today and he showed us not only that he's a hybrid when it comes to that, but also that he know how to read coverage, stare down the quarterback, and pay attention to his eyes, and make that break and get a pick. Not only 1, 2, and then take that motherfucker to the crib. So like, he cemented it. Everything he proved that his play the last 2 games or the last 3 games isn't a fluke. And he let his last game be his final game, his statement game, to let you know he ain't bullshitting, that he want to make this team. He a rookie. He was one of our last picks, but he ain't play like it.
For sure. Big Kev.
In both of his picks, he broke on the ball. Both of them. One was in the red zone, which is big because Kansas City was trying to score. It was the goal line, really. And the second one was a pick 6. And again, I don't care who was out there. That's instinct. He was showing us that he knows how to play the position, at least right now. And honestly,
at least
I'm
surface level,
yeah. So I'm not mad at the young fella. He had to go out there and prove it, and he did it, and he was rewarded with not having to go back out there. Chill out. You can come over here kick it with us. Here,
that's a fact.
Here's a Colt 45, my
he
guy.
did the most important thing Coach Flu's values: turnovers.
Yeah, take the ball away. And that's what we're going to expect. And also, we got to be honest, at the cornerback position, it's going to be also by committee. Not necessarily the same way it is by at running back, but the last couple of seasons, the cornerback's been getting hurt.
Yeah, somebody goes down.
Yeah, like, so, if it ain't Jalen Johnson, the rest of these guys are by committee, and you want to have somebody that waiting in the wings that's going to try to take that ball away and be effective on the other side. That's it, because they're going to have to throw to that side anyway because they're not testing Jalen Johnson.
They don't want to test Jalen.
Yeah. So that means you absolutely have to be ready. And I believe at that point, when we start these games for real, it's going to be Tyrese Stevenson. I believe he's going to be up for the challenge. But for the squad who led the team in tackles, that's Jonathan Owens. My man's be throwing his body every single well. But I got to go show a love to a guy by the name of Adrian Colbert. That's the guy that hit the quarterback that led to the pick 6 and also had a big pass breakup. I don't know what it's gonna look like for him in making this squad, but I would say that he put out a lot of good film for the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago Bears and other teams around the NFL for what he was able to provide for sure.
30 more too. With 30 more took care of business.
Yeah. I did have
besides them getting pushed into the damn ball on that kickoff.
Who got stiff armed though? Who was that got stiff armed by the white boy?
Tavarius Moore.
Tavarius Moore.
That was him. Tavarius, sit your ass down.
Big drip in the building. Man, what's your thoughts on this game, bro?
I mean, it was a cool game. Like you got to see some things from some of the players that we wanted to show a little something before the season starts. But overall, like, it's just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt like after about 3 minutes into the third quarter, felt like even the players like, hey, can we get this? Can we
For
get this
real.
going? Can we get this going? But
For
yeah,
sure.
it was a solid game. Like I said, like to see. We got to see Noah Sewell for the first time in the preseason. In
Mhm.
this game, play some snaps. Didn't do anything too spectacular, but we got to see him play some snaps. Jonathan Owens looked really good in this game
Yep.
for his time, what he was able to do as well. And I'd say you also got to look at Greg Stroman Jr. played really well for the Bear teams today as well. So.
For sure. Hey, so the question that we talked about when it came to Velus Jones and Ian Wheeler, Velus Jones locked that up with today's performance.
It was against fourth stringers, bro. Like, I want to say no, but I mean, 111 yards out of 164 total rushing yards. It may speak for itself, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the
I
outside zone gonna be crazy for Velus. That's
That
it right
motherfucker
there.
Ian got 5 yards today. Like
5 carries, 5 yards.
he had the most attempts before Bayless got them attempts.
Yeah, and he looked lost in today's game, in my opinion.
He was reading the wrong gap. The last run he had, he tried to bounce out to the left where it was nothing. He wasn't supposed to do that. Like lack of vision, lack of IQ. Maybe the pressure was too big because he knew this was a
I think
defining
he looked
game.
worried, Steve-O. I think he looked worried out there.
Yeah,
like
And
that
that's
was not the running back we seen in that Hall of Fame game.
Well, you
And
know
you-
what the issue is? He's a rookie, and Velus is a 3-year vet at this point. Like that's why he was a little bit more calm. My bad, Bobby. But that's
Oh
why
no,
he
I
was.
was just gonna say that at some
and
point, like
27.
I understand you're a rookie, but shit, your job is on the line, and per se,
Look.
like he could still very well go to the practice squad or still hell make this team. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Crazier things have happened. I don't think it's gonna happen.
And
But I
the
just don't.
27-year-old was trying to make the team too.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But there's a
That's true.
difference between him and Velus, though, right? Like even as clueless as Velus seems at times, my man's knows what it takes to play in the NFL because he got the reps. So that's why he was a little bit more poised. It's weird to say poise and Velus Jones in the same, sentence.
For sure.
But he looked a little bit more poised today.
I just think it's a little different.
He should. He's 27 fucking years old. He should look poised.
But has he ever really looked poised? My nigga jumped to try to catch
I don't think it
kickoff
was
return the other
poised.
day.
I don't really necessarily think it was poised. It's just he's a better athlete. When it comes to that, Ian has to be a smart back. He's not a superior athlete when it comes to a running back position.
That's true.
So if you're not a smart back, that's the reason why he's in the position he is now. So he didn't show himself to be a smart back in the rest of these games. Velus necessarily don't have to be smart because he's quick enough, athletic enough to just those touchdowns. All he needed to see is a little green, and he was gone. That's all he needs. Versus Ian, he has to hit the right hole, and he might go and get some daylight. But besides that, that's the difference between it. Like you said, he's 27 fucking years old.
Yeah.
He played 4 years at USC and 2 at Tennessee.
That nigga could be right here with us. He's 27. He could be right here.
He could be right here with us.
When I
no, he couldn't, because his voice would irritate the shit out of me. I'd be like, listen.
That's that country boy.
And then if he try to talk about his weasel, it's gonna be curtains.
He talking about
It
his
was a ferret, nigga.
Hey, weasel, ferret.
He said they damn near the same thing.
Hey, crash, man.
Hey, but I gotta bring this up though. I'm still concerned about the Chicago Bears return mans.
Garbage.
And then it hasn't shown me.
Hold on. You really mean to tell me a nigga that says that his name is Ball Man talking about some you motherfuckers is weird? Bitch, you just you chose that name, Ball Man. Motherfucker, shut the fuck up, bro.
When did we hate on him?
Who hating on Jones? And it says Ball Maine, like he from New Orleans or something. Like
this is fucking idiot, bro. Like he must be Velus's cousin. That's what it is, bro.
We're not sleeping on Wheeler.
I'm not sleeping on Wheeler. It's just that after that Bills game, and then you ending your preseason like this, it's just a little shaky for me.
Yeah,
but I still got to go back to my point. Like I'm concerned about the return man for the Chicago Bears. I hope that they can figure this thing out. And I don't care if you don't return a punt. Catch the ball. Catch the ball.
So
I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you return each punt with 1 yard.
The real question is, do you put Rome back there? Because they usually got two people, like one on each side. Do you put Rome
Well,
back there
Rome's
too?
last training camp practice that we've heard of,
Oh
he
yeah,
was dropping.
he was dropping like dropsies. So no, we're good on Rome. Right?
Come on, Rome.
And go ahead, just put Pitts back there. He's literally the best retirement we had in the recent history.
You said
Who?
Pettis?
Pettis, yeah, that's what I
Fuck,
mean. I
put
said
him.
I'm like
Pitts.
Pitts.
Or go get Trent Taylor from last year. Not
No, Trent. That's the
Trent, just
thing.
let him
All
catch.
Trent
Just let him
can do is catch that
Let
bitch.
him,
That's
that's
all
all
he
we
can do.
need. That's all we need. Because right now it's still a
Nah,
issue
bro.
for
If
me.
you catch that bitch
Y'all
on the
feeling like
50,
that's
I
still an
expect you
issue,
to
though?
run.
You still feeling like that's an issue?
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Especially with these new rules. For whatever reason, like they don't bounce it outside. Like that seemed like the best thing. Get outside.
Hell, I'm with Mike. Fuck, put Tyler back there. See what happened. I don't know. Y'all need to find something
Figure that
consistent.
out.
It just need to be some consistent in it. Tyler
Put-
Scott.
Yeah, Tyler Scott can go back there too, but he got
I
to
just
catch.
don't
That's what
want
I'm
this
saying.
to become. I just don't want to come.
I just need some consistency there. That's all we need. I don't want to worry about a muff punt no more.
Hey, Reddy Stewart did get 2 picks today, but he a DB for a reason. Most
Yeah,
of the
I
time
ain't
they
trying to
can't catch.
experiment too much. I ain't trying to find the next Devin Hester shit.
Most of the time they can't catch. Is that the Dissy chicks? Who
Will we
those?
put Khalil back there? No,
A
No,
running
hell
back?
I wouldn't.
No.
No, they're not.
We
putting
tried
He's
that,
the
didn't we?
running back too. He's not
I
going to
think
be
we
the
did.
kick returner.
We tried that in punt returns. He didn't do much.
I will pass, but I hope they figure that out, and I hope they hone in on that because I don't want this shit to become a problem and it costs us a game.
I feel you there.
They saying Rome returning punts. He did it in college. It wasn't just a random, let's put Rome back there. It actually happened in college.
He wasn't that good in college.
I'm just saying, like, he did return, though, in college. He had some reps.
He has some.
All right,
reps.
now motherfuckers just throwing our names because now they talking about Jonathan Owens. Hell no. Hell no.
What we doing,
Nah,
y'all?
I ain't putting my safety out there to catch a punt.
Give me Iguodala.
Right? Come on now.
Ah, that's hilarious.
But that's just gonna about wrap it up, gentlemen. Go ahead and get y'all final thoughts on this preseason and what y'all expecting coming up.
Hey, the next fucking game is an actual game that matters. We play the Tennessee Titans. I'm geeked. Let's get cracking. Make sure your brew is cold. Make sure you done took the pot out the goddamn drink and you ready to go because we gonna be lit in there, bitch.
Listen, bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every play clear the way to victory. I don't care what you're talking about. This preseason shit do not matter. It's good for these guys to go out there and get some reps. It matter in that sense. But we got to put it on wax. On paper, the Chicago Bears look like they're capable of doing more than we've seen in the last 5 years, at least, since the Matt Nagy teams. Let's see if you can actually do it. You got Hall of Fame wide receivers. You got running backs that's capable. You got a quarterback that's supposed to be generational. You got a coach that grew out a beard to try to be more, I don't know what he's trying to do with that. But at the end of the day, Chicago Bears better produce, man. I need more than 9 wins. That's it. Give me 9+ wins. That's all I want to see from the Chicago Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears.
That was the longest fucking outro ever.
What you mean? That was literally
Jesus
like
Christ,
that was
so
Paige
goddamn
tied.
many fucking podcasts.
That was a soliloquy.
That's not even true. That wasn't
Paige
even
ready to
true.
go to bed.
You sound like
What you
how
got to
they
say,
end.
big dog?
You sound like how they end a prayer at church.
Y'all making
Yeah,
up.
they just kept extending that bitch.
I
Like,
wanna-
what you want to do next?
wanna
You want to pray
accept
for
it.
Caleb Williams?
Yeah, too. Yeah, let's pray for him.
Bow your head, ladies and gentlemen. And they both bow their head.
Oh man, you guys know what to do, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This has been a great preseason period, and let's hope that once the regular season starts, that we continue our winning ways, man. This team continues to look good and break down some barriers. And y'all can watch it all here, Chicago Bears Central. So
For sure, it is.
That was as long as mine, Hayes. That was the same
nigga,
length.
you a bold-faced fucking lie.
Hayes is tied. We are all tied. It is past
fuck a
midnight
Green
on the
Bay.
East Coast.
Oh, my mama.
And y'all already know it's FGB. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe before you get up out of here. Make sure you leave your feedback, comments, and concerns, and go ahead and hit us up. If you want to be a part of the mailbag episode, call the line 773-242-9336. Thank y'all for tuning in this entire preseason, but we ain't going nowhere. We gonna be right back tomorrow.